right. That's right. And we're going on to the next matchup. We can see is this this looks like a TF Aphelios. Let me see if I'm right.
Zoe
It's a
Aphelios.
Zoe Aphelios. Zoe Aphelios on the side of Adel. And we can see on the bottom, it's still Fiora Shen for TanyaWannabe. And this is going to be a hard matchup to see. First attack from Zoe is just going to make a super cool star chart. It's reminiscent of the Teemo for turn 1 Teemo. Zoe's just like that, right?
Yeah, so having that turn 1 Zoe actually puts Adel ahead of the game, kind of by a lot, right? Having a champion on turn 1, elusive, is gonna attack in for 1 damage. It's not just that 1 damage, but that super cool star chart coming in from for Adel is kind of be crucial, right? It could get him lots of things like Crescent Strike, Serpent, and things like that. So, I mean, knowing that the Zoe is gonna get off by the fleet tracker, it's totally okay because the star chart is what he might be looking for. And as of right now, Adel really needs to draw into options, or else it's gonna be a little bit troublesome for him moving forward against Tanya in this matchup.
Yes, you're right. Looking at this lineup of Adel, he has only 2 minions, Spacey Sketcher and the Ballistic Bot as of the moment. There might be a wild landmark right here on the next turn, but it's still up to him. And looking at the side of TanyaWannabe, it's a bit healthy as compared as to what he had prior to this match. It's more in terms of choices, he has a lot more choices as of the moment. River Shaper, Fiora, you have also Relentless Pursuit, and of course what you said a while ago, Notify. Well, this kind of a sort of deny or counter spell is going to be really important. And there you go, super cool star card. What is your best pick in terms of the choices? Right
Probably
there.
what Adel is looking for is a Crescent Strike. As we stated, there's a Crescent Strike immediately coming in. So he wants to defend his bot at this point of time. So a Crescent Strike onto the Fiora and the Fleet Feather Tracker is actually pretty important, and it kind of forces Tanya to come to counter this with a counter spell. And if a counter spell is ever going to fire it over here, and I think it's not going to be worth it for Tanya for this counter spell to be going on to this Crescent Strike. So Adel is just constantly the one posing the question to Tanya. Do you have the answer to whatever I have right now?
That's right. And it's like it's always that kind of a question: do you have it, or do you don't? That just tells the player on which cards you have right now, or do you want to use this resource to answer the threat that I'm going to give you. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, especially if you're a player and you have to keep track of that. Those answers are really important, and especially in this semifinals match, which has a lot at stake for our players. And we can see right now during the next turns, is it safe to put down a landmark? There you go, Moon Boy just put down a landmark. But is TanyaWannabe in control as of the moment?
Yeah, so as of right now, I mean, Tanya is the Demacia deck, and he's actually doing what the Demacia region is doing, having lots of big units onto the battlefield and controlling your opponent's board with challengers. And this is what exactly Tanya is doing. His game plan is going smoothly as what he's supposed to be. And he always leaves 4 mana up. He's really disciplined. He's gonna say I have a deny. If you're gonna do anything, you might get denied. So are you really gonna waste that mana on whatever that is gonna be targeted? So it's come down to what Adel could do, and it seems like looking at what Adel's hand here, he's really going limited on choices and limited on options, and he really has to remove the Shen or the Fiora, or else it's gonna add more and more stacks onto the Fiora. They're gonna get easy picks on Adel's board, and it's gonna be it for Adel. So Adel really has to play it really carefully, and Equinox over there from the Spacey Sketcher is not gonna do too much unless it's just gonna go for the Fleet Feather Tracker.
Right. I think he chose the Equinox just to target the Fleet Feather Tracker so that there's one less challenger on the board of TanyaWannabe and one less value trade from the side from TanyaWannabe's side. So again, let's see which one he's going to target, because this is going to be one important spell, Silence a Follower Equinox, and it's going to pump up the Ballistic Bot to 5/4. And I think it's still up to TanyaWannabe to keep on giving pressure to Adel, because from what he's reading right now, or it's probably okay. So you don't have a lot of minions on your side as of the moment. That means you're just probably going to react. So is there anything that Adel can do as of the moment to answer this?
Well, as of right now, I think there's not much for him to do other than, he has that hush, he could hush that Fiora, take it down. But I believe Tanya has the answer with the repose as well. So Adel has to be really careful what he's going to react to this Fiora here, because a hush is just going to get answered immediately by Tanya. He has the sharp side, he has the repose, right? So all these things are going to protect the Fiora at all costs. I think Adel is safe enough and say, hey, my ballistic bot is not dying, so I believe this is going to be safe move for me, and pass the priority back to me. And he has the Fang to do be a little bit more flexible, and let's see what he actually invoked over here as well.
That's right, and let's see. Ooh, is that Challenger?
Yes,
let's
the
see.
serpent.
I think the Serpent. Yes, he got the Serpent from the Fangs right there, and that's going to be another helpful unit to positive move. And there you go, a relentless pursuit coming from TanyaWannabe. He just needs another attack token to keep on punching down whatever Adel is putting up, and the Mountain Goat is put up on the side of Adel as well to block any other units. And of course, Fiora is going to attack the largest unit here. I was kind of wondering why he picked out the Mountain Goat instead of the ballistic bot right there, but that's actually a good option. Or Fangs instead of the ballistic bot.
Yeah. So he's actually thinking of going for the Fang, because the Fiora actually has the barrier. So that being said, it actually denies Adel's heal. But I mean, sustaining the ballistic bot, taking out the ballistic bot is probably important in this lineup. And here we see a Pale Cascade immediately going on the Fang, trying to take off the Shen, and Sharp Side is going to respond in the sense. So the Shen is not going down, but there is still an opportunity to take down the Fiora, which I believe Tanya is not going to allow it to happen. He would fire off that second repose, and the Fiora is going to level up this turn. I think Adel is just kind of in the pickle in this situation right now.
That's right. Even though Adel might use the Thermogenic Beam to target the Fiora, that will be very, very vulnerable. Again, a repose would actually be a good option right there. So this is actually a really, really crucial move, considering that there are no more units, or there are a lot less units on the side of Adel as of the moment. Good read on using the Relentless Pursuit and dealing extra damages, and while also ticking up Fiora's level up condition. So what else? What is Adel looking for on the next row? I'm thinking maybe an Aphelios. Oh yeah, would that help, Moonboy?
Yeah, I think as of right now, Adel really needs to find his options and his ways to actually control the board. He can't allow that Fiora to actually level up anymore, which as of right now, look at his units in his hand. He has the Fang, the Sparklefly, and also the Serpent. They are all pretty easily disposable by the Fiora as well. So as of right now, I think the Fiora is just gonna be so hot, and there's so many ways to actually protect the Fiora as of right now. Adel might be a little bit of a danger to losing to a Fiora win con at this point of time. And here comes the Concerted Strike immediately going in. I think as of right now, it just opens to a very good thermal beam for Adel. Once he's kind of tapped out, Tanya is tapped out before, Adel might be going for that option, as the Fiora is just too hot to handle at this point of time.
That's right, and the Concerted Strike is going to remove the Fangs right there, and this is going to be one of the crucial moves, and it might still be vulnerable, as to what you said, to a Thermogenic Beam. Really, really important to remove Fiora, because this might be the win condition. Another Notify being drawn out from the deck of TanyaWannabe. Two more counter spells, Notifies on his hand, giving him more options. And the attack token is still on the side of Adel. Is he going to draw it out? Yes, he is. He draws out the Shen. Okay, this is going to be really, really important. So it just shows that the win condition that's left as of the moment for TanyaWannabe is still going to be on Fiora. Two more deaths on the side of on Fiora's counter, and that's going to be an instant win.
Yep, and he has that sharp side to actually defend himself against the thermal beam coming forward also. So it really comes down to Tanya, that Tanya wants to save this Shen. And if he's saving this Shen, I think Adel has to respect a sharp side, as the Fiora is going to be a 6-6, but I think he's just going to go for it at this point of time, and he might be, yes, and there it is, the thermal beam going onto the Fiora, forcing the sharp side to come in, and I think Adel might be a little bit of a problem, but it's totally okay if he actually goes for the kill on that Sparkle Fly. He has the Hush to answer it as well. So I think Adel is kind of comfortable at this point. If he could control the board, run Tanya out of option, I think that should be his game plan moving forward.
That's right, that's right. And he's using the Sparkle Fly, is just going to sit there. But then again, Adel draws out another Thermogenic Beam, and he uses the gem to grant it more damage as of the moment. But of course, the Thermogenic Beam is going to go on to the Screeching Dragon just to prevent another challenger situation right there. And now I'm thinking, how else can you buff up the health of Fiora at the moment, Moonboy?
Yeah, so Tanya actually tapped out the 4 over there. So I think, he's pretty okay. He's pretty comfortable with just going straight onto the Screeching Dragon, because he knows he's not going to attack. There's no way that Tanya would protect that Fiora with whatever he has. So he's going for the Diverging Path, trying to draw himself a second copy of a Val Temple, and this way attacking with the Sparkle Fly as well, he could heal additional 3. I think Adel is he has to draw into his outs right now, or else it's going to be a little bit of a problem for Adel. And here we see a Notify denying that Diverging Path, and I think Tanya just wants to control Adel, as Adel is running really, really low on options, and this is what he is exactly doing right here.
That's right, and he attacks with the Sparkle Fly on a post as of the moment, and there you go. This is one way to protect your Fiora. Bright Steel Protector getting a barrier, or giving barrier to Fiora. This gives the Fiora an extra barrier of protection. And there you go, silence a unit. But then again, of course, there's still a riposte on the side of Fiora or TanyaWannabe, and it can still kill off that Sparkle Fly.
Yep, so here we see a buff onto the Fiora. I think a second Hush is immediately going in onto the Fiora. Adel really wants this Fiora dead, but I think this Fiora is not going down anytime soon. A Spirit Refuge coming in, and I mean, Adel still has that Sparkle Fly, but Adel hand is 0 at this point of time. Adel has no option. There's no way to trigger the Val Temple as well, but a sharp Shaping is immediately coming in, and that is a huge draw for him. If he could find himself an option and a way out from this situation, a living legend. And that's,
oh my god.
That is gonna be so insane from Adel.
Yeah, that's really going to be insane. That the next turn, if he does use the Living Legends, that's going to be really, really epic. A bunch of fleeting celestial cards. Oh my gosh, this is going to be good. And of course, we can see right here a bunch of units still present on the side of TanyaWannabe, and this is the time, because he found out that there might be a big celestial, big game-changing celestial card on the side of Adel. So let's see what's gonna happen here.
So Adel is gonna heal up the Sparkle Fly. Sparkle Fly is so huge, and look at what the Living Legends actually gave Adel over here. Every single thing. He could go for a Scourge, he could go for a Silver Sister into a Messenger for more draw, he could go into the Traveler for more options as well. He could even go for a Great Beyond, going for the Great Beyond, trying to finish off the game next turn. So it kind of asking Tanya, does Tanya has the sharp side to close off the game the next turn, as 18 damage of Elusive is going into his Nexus the next turn.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is it. The Great Beyond discovered, or from the Living Legends, and that's going to finish the game, living legends into the great beyond.